Welcome back to the EagleCraft YouTube channel. I want to welcome you to yet another new model launch for us. This is our 45-foot cruiser. What makes this boat unique is this vessel is available in a 2-stateroom, 3-stateroom, and a 4-stateroom layout with 1.5 heads. Please stay tuned as I give you a complete walkthrough of the vessel, share some performance specifications of this exact boat with its propulsion system, along with all the details that make our EagleCrafts a unique, bespoke experience to work with a custom manufacturer like EagleCraft. So we started out with our hull design. This is a proven hull design from our commercial series based upon our patrol vessel that ranges from 37 to 43. We've extended it by additional 2 feet to allow for us up to the 4-stateroom layout. Of course, in true EagleCraft fashion, all our welder fabricators are CWB certified or Canadian Welding Bureau certified. What that means to you is all our welders at least once a year have to pass a welding test by a third party. And that keeps our quality of our welding and fabrication skills at the highest level possible. We require that for all our commercial projects, and we carry that over to all our recreational vessels like you see here with the 45-foot cruiser. So we make our way aft. You can see our very nice high bow rails, very nice and secure as you make your way around the very wide gunnels to transverse forward to the bow to tend the anchor. You can also see what we call our hull stiffeners. Not only does that provide structural rigidity to the hull sides, but it also gives it a nice point for the fenders to lie on. It also makes docking nice and durable. If you forget the fenders, it's not going to be the end of the world. Again, we're trying to match the durability of our boats. This is really a commercial vessel that is just very nicely appointed. And if I step back, you can get an access point of our tender. We do have a davit on board to stow that. That is an 11-foot tender with a 9-horsepower Yamaha outboard on the back of it, just to give you reference. On top of the roof, which you can't see, are 2 solar panels that provides very nice power to offset the refrigerator and things like that when you're on the hook. And then of course we have our very nice graphics package with very new color for us. This is a black hull with what we call the Dodger on the top there, with a very nice shade of, I would say, almost charcoal on the superstructure there. So just an amazing looking boat. Now of course, as we make our way aft, being a Pacific Northwest boat builder, even down to the small details, is we want to have an oversized drainage for our cabin roof, so you can see just how large it is to drain that massive roof. And there it is, the business end. So just an amazing deck to fish off of. We have our aft console there, our nice walk-through side door to make accessing the boat extremely easy. And if you look at this aft console, we've laid it out just amazing for a fisherman, and also as well as docking. So we obviously have the Volvo Penta controls to control the twin Volvo Penta D6 440 horsepower engines with the joystick. Got a nice 12-inch Garmin display, another 12-inch Garmin display, and then a 9-inch Garmin display to provide all the engine information. Then of course, with the Volvo Penta, you can troll on one engine at about 1.5 to 1.7 knots up here in the Pacific Northwest, ideal for salmon fishing. And then of course we have cruise control, trim assist, all those kinds of things, as well as dynamic positioning and docking mode on the joystick there. And of course, once we turn aft, you can see the nice fish box that we've built into the boat with a fed by raw water there for a little live well. And of course, that also can feed the fish box there. Underneath there, we have additional storage, could fit some rods there. And then we have a nice custom built tackle box built into the transom as well. And then we do have a storage for a propane tank built in for the customer on this particular boat. And then just behind the fish box, we have 9 rod holders with a net retainer. Then on the starboard side of the boat, we have the Burnewiin mounting system. This customer has it set up so he can move around his Scotty Domerger mounts there with the PowerPoint, as well as have a small pot hauler off the transom of the boat, and also move around a cleaning table. Then on the port side of the boat, we have yet another custom tackle box built in underneath the sink, with a couple drawers, a couple tackle boxes built in, hot and cold sink. And in this cabinet, the customer's going to use this for rod storage. Then, of course, on the aft deck, with all our EagleCraft cruisers, we try to build in as much storage as possible for our cruising customers. So, of course, this boat is equipped with the Seakeeper 6. We have our Northern Lights generator and inverter system off to port. And then off to the starboard side, additional storage, and behind that is our water maker. And then, of course, our storage locker here on the aft deck, as well as the engine room, are both lockable. So you don't have to worry about anybody getting inside your storage or engine room while the boat's moored. Then, of course, here is the propulsion system. So EagleCraft has always been known for working with Volvo Penta, and yet we did that as well on this particular project with the twin D6 440 DPI package. So this boat cruises between 23 and 26 knots and tops out well over 30 knots very efficiently at right around 30 gallons an hour at that 25 knot cruise speed. Depending on how it's loaded, we have seen 29 knot cruise speed, so it is capable. So all the speeds I just mentioned is fully loaded with fuel and water and all the equipment that you're going to see on board here today during our tour. Again, it's just down to the little things. Both the hatches and deck are completely built with large troughs all the way around them, with positive locking, with a gasket all the way around, and drains overboard underneath the swim grid. So, you know, once you get some serious fish back here and some blood and guts, this aft deck is going to drain. You can see the additional drainage built in here into the corners. So we try to think of everything, even just down to the small details, with this side steps up to the gunnels built in. And of course, if this wasn't enough, what really sets us apart is our EagleCraft interiors. You know, our woodworking team just does a top-notch job on every project, and this one is no different. So I apologize a little bit of the mess. I'm just trying to get a quick preview in for everybody here. The customer has moved in on board, and it was kind enough to allow me to share his brand new boat with you guys. So you can see we have a really nice U-shaped settee off to the port. And then here on the starboard, a just absolutely massive galley with everything you need there, with a convection microwave below the induction cooktop with additional storage underneath. Really nice side-by-side fridge freezer, additional drawer bank. Even think of the trash with recycling. And this is the system we use to lock the aft deck, so when you leave the boat, it's completely secured. We try to take advantage of all the space in the boat. Just gave the customer additional storage there. And then we also build in all of our electrical systems. Any boats over about 40 feet, we put a complete electrical system on board. Make it very easy for our customers to use. Then, of course, off to the port, we have a very nice U-shaped settee that does convert into an additional berth with some really nice upholstery work done here by our contractor here in Campbell River. And of course, we don't want to miss it, but this is our first berth in the boat with a second head with sink built in. And then, of course, this does have built-in privacy. So you close this hatch, door closes, give you additional privacy for that second berth. And of course, the owner just moved in, but there is almost a queen-size mattress built in underneath there with plenty of headroom. So it's just an absolutely amazing space. Very deceiving here on the camera. Make our way forward into the boat. You can see the helm very nicely laid out. So if you haven't noticed, this boat actually has a total of 7 Volvo Penta glass cockpit displays that they work with Garmin on. So completely all integrated, autopilot. This boat has a FLIR infrared camera on board. You name it, this boat has it. Of course, you can see the control system there for the Seakeeper. We have our Victron battery management system along with inverter charger. So that keeps you updated with all your electrical requirements for the boat. Even have a really nice 24 volt bow thruster built in. Moves plenty of water. Then we try to label everything on board the boat, make it nice and easy to use for all our customers. Have to have the ICOM radio built in there. So make our way around the helm. Windlass controls, joystick for the FLIR. We have our automated zip wake interceptor trim tab system. Have our Volvo Penta joystick system with docking and dynamic positioning. Have our binnacle there for the Volvo Penta controls. Have it set up for trim assist. It sets the trim of the outdrives for you. It again control on one engine at 1.5 knots. So plenty of capability there built in. Then we have our water maker built in, as well as our Northern Lights generator controls built in there as well. So very nice, easy to use, intuitive helm layout there. The helm seat is built on a swivel, so he can join the party there at the settee. To port, we have our very nice, same as our helm seat there, suspension seats. They work out really well. We've probably been using these seats for almost 20 years, and they just work fantastic for us. Have really nicely built-in footrests for the co-pilots there. Additional storage built in as well. Last but not least, we have the forward layout of this boat. So again, I said this boat can come in 2 stateroom, 3 stateroom, or 4 stateroom. This particular one is our very first 4 stateroom layout. This customer cruises a lot with couples and friends up in Alaska for fishing. So they wanted the ability to have 4 private staterooms. So you can see port and starboard, single berths. Again, the customer's already kind of moved into the boat a little bit, but that's okay. You can kind of see how the boat lives. So to port, we have a really nice hanging locker, built-in storage above the berth there. And don't let that deceive you. That is a over 80-inch mattress there. It just shows you how massive this boat is. And again, off the port, we have a really nice storage locker built in. So plenty of storage. And then we'll open the door to the 4th and final stateroom. So this has its own privacy door built in with a nice little seating area to get dressed and just relax and hang out. And that is another almost double-sized mattress that is 80 inches long. Very nice and comfortable. Again, it looks deceiving. And of course, I'll show you the full head on board. This is a head and shower separated with a nice door. Fully heated inside. You can use this as a dry room. Nice vanity there. Head all ready to go for you. So this is a quick tour of our 45-foot cruiser. If you have any questions about this particular boat or any of our other EagleCraft cruisers from 34 to 47 feet, feel free to reach out to us, eaglecraft.com, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.